Hi, good morning. Welcome to my video presentation on the topic of whistleblowers and leaderships on the assignment 4 in the ethical leadership. My name is Preja Vimala Anthony. Welcome all. The content of our presentations are like first one is like major laws relating to the whistleblower and one major whistleblowing incident and say research on the prominent business or political leaders on the countries for South Korea, Brazil, and Canada. We can see into these topics. My first video is on the topic of major laws relating to the whistleblowing in South Korea. This is my first video. The two laws I chosen for this country, South Korea, are the protection of public interest in the Whistleblowing Act, and the second one is tax whistleblowing reward program. My first law is the protection of public interest in the Whistleblowers Act. This law passed in 30th September 2011, and this law offers the protection to the whistleblowers who report some incidents or any violations in the public interest in both the public and in the private sector. This act covers in the government, commercial, and all the public sectors, and also it ensures anonymity and protects the whistleblowers from retaliation when reporting illegal or unethical activities. The Anti-Corruption and the Civil Rights Commissions enforces this act, which makes it a significant steps towards the transparency and the accountability in the South Korea. The second law is on the tax whistleblowers reward program. Actually, this program aims to encourage each individual to report the frauds, the tax frauds across the various sectors like government, commercial, business, and the healthcare sectors. It provides financial incentive by offering the whistleblowers about the 30 to 50% of the recovered taxes. This program also ensures the confidentiality of the whistleblowers, and they offers legal protections against each relations. Um, this enforcement is managed by the tax authorities like IRS in the US, which they investigates and claim the unpaid taxes, and these taxes were rewarded like as I told already 15 to 30% were distributed to the whistleblowers, while generally effective in enhancing the tax compliances and recovering the significant amounts of this unpaid tax. Its success depends on the quantity of the information, quantity not quality of the information, and also provides the resources available for this investigation. That's all for the law. This is my second video. Here we are going to discuss the major whistleblower incident in the South Korea. The incident I chose is where the Samsung bribery scandal, which happened in 2016. This involves the vice chairman and the leader of the Samsung group named Lee Jae-young. He was accused for bribing the government officials to secure a favorable treatment for the Samsung. This controversy centers around the 2015 merger between Samsung C&T and the chip industries, where Lee was accused for bribing about $36 million. Sorry, it's not about the $36 million, it's about the $38 million, where the Samsung chairman bribed to Choi Soon-sil, a confidant of the President Park Geun-hye. This merger was highly contentious, with many shareholders arguing that the Samsung C&T was undervalued, leading to whispered the allegations of corporations and abuse of power. the chief lawyer of the Samsung Group named Kim Yong Chul, where the played a crucial role as the whistleblower here. He provided compelling evidence of the corruptions, which he later detailed in a book. It took him for like a 4 years to outcome and establish these scam happened in the Samsung's company. Um, Thanks to the South Korean whistleblowers protection law, Mr. Kim's identity was safeguarded, protecting him from direct relationship with the despite the high stakes nature of this case. And the what media persons everywhere were shut down their these details from their newspapers, and they didn't establish anything, and they didn't mention the book name and anything on the social media, because they were aware of the Samsung's group. They can cause any like they can withdraw their advertisements from their channels, so they were keeping silent for this have establishment of this Whistleblowers Act. The fallout from the scandal was significant. Lee Jae-young was arrested and he tried, and initially they convicted, which underscores the gravity of the charges. And this scandal triggered widespread calls for reforms, which highlighting the needs for increased transparency and better corporate governance with the Samsungs and the beyond. This is my third video. Here we are going to discuss about the political leader in the South Korea. I took Moon Jae-in, who is a former president of South Korea. His tenure was about the he was marked by the profound commitment in the peace and reform. He is well known for making peace in between North and South Korea. We can discuss more in details. Moon Jae-in, who is the president of South Korea in 2017 to 2022. His main vision is to for the South Korea is to deeply rooted in quiet for peace and denuclearization between the Korean peninsula. His goal is to reduce the tension between the North and the South, to work for the nuclear free zone. As we know, North Korea is very highly prominent with the nuclears and heavy supports. South, our President Moon Jae-in need to be make a peace, and I think he succeeded in this. His vision. His presidency, so the historic moment, like his summit with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, who is aimed for fostering his dialogues and easily long-standing the conflicts. These are testaments of his dedication and achieving the peaceful resolutions, which addresses the nuclear threat. And we are going to talking about his integrity. His Moon's commitment of this integrity was evident in his strong anti-corruption stance. He was against the corruptions. He appointed independent prosecutors for the investigation and tackled the corruption, and also reinforcing the transparency with the government operations. This approach reflects his dedication to public trust and promote the ethical governance. Um, his journey from the activism, and he begins his presidency as a powerful example for the resilience and dedications. He was a good example for those who were struggling from low to gain their aim, to achieve their aim. His rise symbolisms a commitment to his democratic values and the transformative powers of his perseverance, which setting a significant example for other leaders and the citizens alike. And also, he has a clear goal throughout his administrations. He said he was focusing on improving the Korean relationships between the other countries, and also implementing the economic reforms, and he addresses the environmental sustainability. His clear and ambitious agenda was aimed for the transformation of South Korea into more equitable and environmentally responsible nation. He also encouraged others, like one of the his leadership trait was his advocacy. He was the former advocate. He participated in democracy fights and everything. He actively encouraged his public for the involvement in between the government roles and their governance for the rules. He believed that when more citizens were engaged, they can become a better policy for the outcomes and the foster for the accountability. Our president Moon Jae-in was staunch to advocate for accountability among the public officials. His administration implemented measures for ensuring the government operations were transparent without any corruptions and illegal activities, and the officials were held responsible for their actions. This approach helped cultural and accountability within the government. His history of activism against uh, authority and the practices highlights his willingness to challenge entrenched authority. Mm, Also, his efforts in the anti-corruptions helped him to address the corruption and pushes for democratic reforms that demonstrates his commitment to comforting and dismantling undemocratic structures. A president also provides ethical guidance to his followers, like he focuses on the human rights and anti-corruption, which provides ethical guidance for both officials and the citizens. His leadership emphasized the importance of integrity and the ethical conduct, which serves as the moral compass for these administrations. As we're talking about the internal locus of control, he was involved in the peace negotiation in the democratic reforms, which reflects a strong internal locus of controls. He actively shaped his administration's policies and strategies, demonstrating a hand on approach to leadership and decision making. While the Moon's leadership was largely characterized by ethical principles, his pragmatic approach to diplomacy with North Korea can be seen as machiavellian. His strategic decision aimed to achieve border peace goals, sometimes involved in the compromises and calculated diplomacy. Overall, his presidency was marked by a visionary commitment to peace, integrity, and democratic values. His leadership democrated a blend of resilience, ethical governance, and strategic pragmatism, which making him a noteworthy figure in the South Korean recent history. This is our President Moon Jae-in. The second country I got for this assignment is Brazil. The major law relating to the whistleblowing in Brazil, where the first one is the Brazilian Clean Company Act, and the other one is the Article 15 of federal law. Let's go through it. Let's start with the Brazilian Clean Company Act, which is passed on the August 1st, 2013, but it's only effect from January 29, 2014. This act was covered in between the government, commercial enterprises, and all the health centers. Enforcement of the Clean Company Act is carried out by different agencies like Office of the Control General, the Federal Public Prosecutor Office, and the Federal of Police. The law provides the mechanism for whistleblowers for reporting the corruptions and some anonymous informations and for to ensure the protection against retaliation. The main purpose of this law is to establish the corporate liability for their corruptions and the practices. They mandate that companies implement complaint programs to prevent corruption. The creep province include imposing penalties like fines and business restrictions for the companies which involved in these corrupt activities. While the law does not directly address this whistleblowing, it indirectly supports by encouraging internet reporting systems as part of the corporation's compliance mechanisms. Whenever we come to tell about the whistleblowers' relevance, these reports can trigger the investigation and lead to a significant legal actions against the against the companies. It also holds a strict liability for the action of the corruptions that committed by the employees or agents in the company. But it prohibits offering bribes and fraud in public tenders and some investigations. The companies faces fines about 20 percentage from their gross revenue. The law encourage companies to implement effective compliance programs and cooperate with the investigations for these penalties. The Article 15 of the Anti-Crime Law, which passed in December 24, 2029, and this covers in between the government, commercial, healthcare, and also the other areas prone to the corruption and misconduct. The enforcement of this act were done by the government agencies, including the federal polices and the public prosecutor offices. This law aims to encourage cooperations with law enforcement and protect whistleblowers. The key provinces will include the collaboration arrangements, which offers reduced sentences for individuals who operate with authorities. The law also provide protection and confidentiality for informants, making it directly relevant to whistleblowing by offering illegal protections and incentives for those who come forward with information about the corrupt activities. Actually, these both law aim to combat the corruption. They do so through different mechanisms. The Clean Company Act focus on the corporate liabilities and compliances, and they indirectly support the whistleblowing through their internal reporting systems. On the other hand, this anti-crime law directly addresses the whistleblowing by providing legal protections and some incentives for the whistleblowers. This is my second video on Brazil. Here we are going to discuss about the one major incident that happened in Brazil about the whistleblowing. uh, I will be discussing a significant whistleblower incident in Brazil. It's named as the Petrobras scandal, also known as the operational car wash. The Petrobras scandal is one of the largest corruptional case in Brazil's history. It was uncovered in March 2014, and it actually began as a money laundering investigation, but however, it soon exposed as a complex web of corruption involving the Brazil's state-controlled oil company named Petrobras. Now we can dive into this corporation car wash incident. Actually, the executives at Petrobras, they in collision with the major construction firms, for overchanging the companies for contracts. The inflated contract amount were used as a slush fund, which were then used to pay bribes to the political parties and the politicians. The corrupted network operated for the over a decade and diverting billions of dollars. The investigation was significantly advanced by the testimony of key whistleblowers such as Paulo Roberto Costa, a former director at Petrobras. After his arrest, this Costa whistleblower cooperated with authorities, providing some information about the corruptions, and his cooperation was a part of the to catch the biggest crime in this history. These whistleblowers in this Petrobras scandal faced initial legal consequences, but as they were becoming informer at these situations, uh, and there some legal consequences were instrumented in unveiling the full scope of this corruption. As a result, they received reduced sentences and the protection in exchange for the information they given. The revelation from the Petrobras scandal led to prosecution and imprisonment of numerous high-profile individuals, including business executives and some politicians. This scandal had a far-reaching political implications, even lead them to for the impeachment of the president Dilim Rousseff. Significant reforms were introduced to increase the transparency and the accountability to strengthen corruptional laws in the Brazil. This scandal underscores the vital role in the whistleblowers, which plays in exposing corruption. Their courage in speaking out led to substantial legal and political reforms in Brazil, highlighting the importance of protecting whistleblowers to ensure the transparency and accountability in both public and private sector. This is my third video of Brazil. I'm going to present Vivan Sena, a prominent business leader and a philanthropist who continued to make her a significant impact in Brazil. She plays as the chairman of Ayrton Senna Foundations. She played a very important role in preserving her brother Ayrton Senna's legendary and advocating social causes. Ayrton Senna was the legendary Formula One driver. He was not only celebrated for his racing careers, but also commitment for the humanitarian efforts. She carried out the spiritual of these his brother's wishes and aims as her own throughout her life. and she maintained the foundation Argentina after the death of his brother. Let's discuss about the visions and integrity and some characteristics of uh, leader women Sena. Actually, her vision is to enhance education and provide opportunities for disadvantaged youth in Brazil. She aimed to make tangible impact through the Aryan Sena Foundation by addressing educational gaps and fostering social development. Her forward thinking approach ensures that the foundation's initiatives are aligned with the broader goals for creating a better future for these young peoples. Integrity is a cornerstones of Vivian's leadership. She is also known for her transparency and commitment to these her ethical operations. The foundation operates with the strong focus on social justice and education, reflecting to Vivian's personal values and ensuring that the foundation's work is both effective and morally sound. As we are going, if we take a good example, she set an extraordinary standards with her dedication to philanthropy and social responsibility. By actively engaging in charitable works and leading by an example, she demonstrates how one can contribute positively to society. Her personal commitment to these causes allows to inspire to follow the same suits and engine in a meaningful work. The goal of the Arrington Sen Foundations is clear and targeted. Lady Vivani Sena, she focused on improving educational quality and accessibility through some special projects that address the needs of these communities, the disadvantaged communities. These goals are well defined and measurable, which ensures that the foundation's efforts leads to tangible improvements. Throughout her advocacy and public speaking, she inspires many individuals to participate in philanthropic activities. She also promotes cultural giving and community supports. Uh, Through this, she's encouraging individuals and organizations to get involved in this and they need to contribute to the social causes. She also ensures her foundation operates with accountability. She oversees the effective use of resources and hold her organization in a high standards, making sure that its operations are both efficient and transparent. Um, she also advocates for systematic changes for addressing some educational and social policy gaps. While not conformational, her approach involves pursuing for improvements and reforms to get better serve marginal communities, reflecting her commitment to creating meaningful change. Her leadership is rooted in ethical principles. She emphasized integrity and responsibility for contributing and continuing the values that Argentina's champion. Uh, Her guidance helped to shape the foundation's missions and inspires others to uphold similar ethical standards. As we talk about the internal locus of control, she exhibits a strong internal locus of control by taking personal responsibility for the foundation's success and challenges. Her proactive approach demonstrates her commitment to driving the foundation's missions forward and addressing any issues that arise. Uh, Her leadership style is characterized by ethics and transparency. Unlike Machiavellian tactics, her approach is based on integrity and genuine commitment to the social change, which avoids manipulative or some defective methods. Vivansenas exploits the effective leadership through her vision, integrity, and her commitment to philanthropy. Her work with Argentina Foundations not only honors her brother's legacy, but also it creates a lasting positive impact in Brazilian society. Let's move on to Canada. The major laws relating to whistleblowers in Canada's I chooses were the Public Servants Disclosure Protection Act, and the second one is Ontario Security Act, that's also known as Whistleblowers Program. The first law is the Public Servant Disclosure Protection Act. It actually passed in 2005. This act covers in the federal government. This act protects the federal public servants who disclose the information about serious issues that have within the federal government department and agencies. It's only applicable for the federal government departments. Um, this law establishes the office of the Public Sector Integrity Commissioner to receive and investigate disclosure. It also protects the whistleblowers from retaliations such as harassment, discrimination, or adverse employment actions. It also allows for confidential reporting and provides mechanism to address their reprisal. The integrity commissioner investigation complaints and they can recommend corrective actions, legal protections, which includes remedies for whistleblowers facing retaliation. This whenever we need to talk about the effectiveness of this law, it generally sees as an effective in prompting transparency, also protect the whistleblowers through some critics, which focus on the needs for stronger enforcement mechanism and border protections. When we let's we discuss about the second law. It's named the Ontario Security Act, also known as the Whistleblowers Program. It actually passed in 2016. It covers the financial and security markets in the Ontario. This program encourages individuals to report violations in the field of financial and security markets in the Ontario. It also offers the financial incentives to whistleblowers whose information leads to the successful enforcement actions. The only reward for the whistleblowers which led them to for a successful action. They also ensures the confidentiality and anonymity for whistleblowers and protect them from retaliation. It provides a mechanism for reporting violations and collecting the evidences. When we are discussing about the enforcement of this law, we can tell that Ontario Security Commissions they reviews and investigate this whistleblowers reports. Here they can receive a percentage of money as a reward, which per some percentage. Generally, considering the effective in enhancing the enforcement of the security laws, which led to increased compliance and transparency in the financial market. This program has successfully incentivized reporting to significant security violations. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the significant whistleblower incident that involved in the Canada. I took the incident like Canada Post Privacy Breach. It's occurred in 2018. This incident says the privacy of the investigations begins with an individual who receives marketing material from a local restaurant. When he went to a restaurant, he was gifted with some marketing material. Mm, but it has its his full address and full details. Like he went to ask the restaurant employee about this matter. The experts like they received this information from the Canada Post Smart Mail marketing program. He filed a complaint to the commissioner saying that he had not provided the restaurant with his personal details and details. At the time, the restaurants revealed that the individual information was included in a mail marketing which they had gotten from the Canada Post. This is the incident that happened in the Canada. We're going to discuss this in more details. The whistleblower of this incident is an anonymous employee who worked at Canada Post who exposed a major privacy breach. This breach involved unauthorized access to some sensitive customer information, which includes the name, address, phone number, like that. These whistleblower actions were crucial in bringing this issue to light. The identity of the whistleblower was kept confidential to protect them from the potential retaliation. This confidentiality was crucial in ensuring that the employee could report the breach without fear of retribution. This disclosure led to an internal investigation by Canada Post and heightened the scam from regular bodies. Following this breach, Canada Post took several important steps to address the issue. An internal investigation was conducted to determine the scope of breach and identify those responsible. Additionally, the Office of the Privacy Commissioner of Canada reviewed Canada Post compliance with privacy laws. Canada Post implemented enhanced data protection protocol, which include stricter access control and also improved employee training. The privacy policies were revised to strengthen safeguard against the future breaches. This organization's response involved ongoing efforts to improve data security in their practices. While these measures have strengthened Canada Post data protection, the effectiveness of these changes continue to be evaluated. Actually, the Canada Post privacy breach highlighted significant issues with data security and privacy practices. The whistleblowers played an important role in exposing these problems, which lead to necessary improvements in the data protection and increased regular oversights for these data. This is the last video of Canada, which we are going to discuss about the business leader named Rand Holmes, who is the founder and former of the Hotsite. Hotsite is a website that we can include all our social media apps in one place, and I can go through everything through the one app named Hotsite. Ren Holmes' vision was to create a tool that would streamline and enhance how business manage their social media interactions. This led to the platform called Hotsite, which has become one of the most widely used platform for handling multiple social media accounts in a single interface. His foresight in recognizing the needs for such a tool has had significant impact on the way of business approaches the social media retirement. Homeless has constantly demonstrated a commitment to ethical business practices under his leadership. Hoodside emphasized transparency and customer satisfaction. The company business model is designed to be open and straightforward, reflecting Homeless dedication to maintaining high ethical standards in a business operation. He also set some good examples through his leadership style, which fosters a cultures of innovations and uh, customer interactions. He often speaks about the importance of adaptability and empowering employee. One day he went to some vacation and he haven't taken his laptop, so he tried to use his full entire day activities through his iPhone. He was telling in here in a article like he was able to adapt to the entire work in through this mobile phone. So but actually it's not he also mentioning like actually it's not practical, but even we can adapt to that because I did that my entire activities in that one day. Like this kind of approach drives Woodside for success, but also inspires his team to contribute meaningful to this company's mission. He also has a clear goals for Hoodside's growth, including expanding its user base and enhancing the platform's capability. Those goals were achieved through targeted initiatives like international expansion and maybe continuous feature development, which positions Hootset as a leading in companies in the industry. A key aspect for homeless leadership is ability to encourage and nurture the creativity within his team. Holt says work environment is also known for his supportive atmosphere that allows employees to experiment with new ideas and approaches. This culture of innovation is a direct result for Homeless commitment to empowering his team. He also maintains high standards of accountability within the hood sites. This is evident through the company's performance and reviews. Uh, by setting a clear extractions and ensuring that both the company and its employee adhere to ethical practices, he reinforms a cultural responsibility. He is known for challenging conventional business practices and exploring innovative approaches. His willingness to question traditional norms is reflected in Hoodsite's unique strategies and solutions for his social media management. This forward thinking mindset has been instrumental in the company's growth and success. He is always active in his social media platforms. He also emphasized the importance of ethical behavior and transparency in his business. Hoodside's politics and customer-centric practices aligns with the his values, which guides the companies in maintaining high standards and integrity in the ethical conduct. Homelands, he also demonstrated strong internal locus of control by taking personal responsibilities for the company's success and challenges. His proactive approaches in the problem solving strategies in the decision making highlights in belief in influencing outcomes through these own actions and leadership. Unlike some leaders who may use manipulative tactics, Homeless leadership styles is characterized by transparency and his ethical behavior. His public communications and business practices reflects a commitment to honesty and integrity rather than manipulation. His employees were good active with him. We can see it through the social media platforms and everything. And as I conclude, his leadership at Hooside exemplifies a blend of visionary thinking, ethical practices, and also a supportive work environment. His approach not only drove in the outside success, but also it set a benchmark for effective and ethical leadership in the all IT industries. That's all for the three countries. Now we can turn into our new topic: how whistleblowing is a leadership activity, and how whistleblowing and leaderships are similar or not similar. First, we can learn what is whistleblowing and what is a leadership. Actually, whistleblowing is a reporting unethical or illegal or harmful activity within the organization to expose the misconduct and ensures accountability. And leadership is a guiding and influencing individuals or group towards achieving goals while setting some ethical examples and making impactful decisions. Now we can view whistleblowing as a leadership activity. It can be viewed due to by some key factors, like first one, it requires a strong ethical commitment. The whistleblowers act out of a sense of moral duty, which align with the ethical values expected of the leaders. The other one is the whistleblowers to show some courage and risk taking by exposing the wrongdoings from the personal without fearing about their personal risk, similar to the bold decisions made by the leaders. They also advocate for changes by addressing some specific issues which aligns with the leadership's roles in driving organizational improvements. Finally, the whistleblowers promote transparency and accountability, core aspects of effective leaderships. Now we can see the similarities between the whistleblowers and the leaderships. Both roles involves the commitment to ethical responsibility. As a whistleblower and a leader are expected to uphold high ethical standards. The courageous and risk taking are central for both. The whistleblowers expose misconduct at personal risk, while the leaders often make challenging decisions that impact their organizations or their personal life. The other one is the transparency in is another shared value. Both roles necessitate openness and accountability to maintain the trust and integrity within the organizations. Despite these similarities, there are notable differences between the whistleblowers and the leaders. Actually, the whistleblowers typically they do not hold formal leadership positions. Their influence comes from their action rather than their positional authority. They doesn't have any authority. Maybe they may be some employees or some kind of workers within the organizations. Their motivation is often focused on exposing some specific issues, but the leaders they work towards the organizational goals. Additionally, the impact of the whistleblowing is generally more targeted, addressing a particular issue, while leadership encompasses a wider range of organizational and functional and strategies. As I conclude, while whistleblowing and leadership shares common qualities such as the ethical commitment, the courage and advocacy for change, they differ in terms of authority, objectives, and scope of impact. Whistleblowing reflects important leadership qualities but operates within the different framework. Recognizing these connections enhance our understanding of how both roles contribute to maintaining integrity and fostering ethical behavior within the organization. Thank you for your attention.